Good morning everyone. Myself Arshdeep Kaur, a member of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. Students, today we are here to start with the revision of your book Moments, and we would be revising the chapter number 4. It's a really very interesting story written by A.K. Ramanujan, and the name of the story is In the Kingdom of Fools. This story is an interesting story about how a kingdom is being ruled by the king and the ministers. So, let us see why it is called as the kingdom of fools and what all things happen over here. The king and the ministers were idiots. So, in the beginning of the story, it has been said that the king and the ministers were idiots. One fine day, they both were going on a walk and they just thought that now why we'll do the things like the whole world is doing. We should do something in a different way so that our kingdom becomes highlighted in the whole world. So, the minister gave king an idea that they change the day into night and the night into day. Minister said that all the works that are done in the daytime would be done in night and people would be sleeping in the daytime, and the king agreed. So, they passed a very stupid law in which they stated that all the work which the people need to do in the daytime, like of marketing, buying, selling of goods and all such native things, they would be doing in the night, and in the daytime all of them will go to sleep. And this rule was passed by the king. Anyone who wants to dislike this rule or just want to go against it would be hanged till death. So, this was the order of the king. The poor people of the kingdom had no option except they have to accept this order. So, now see what happens. One day, two men came to their city. They were amazed by what they saw during day. So, one fine day what happened, now the system was being arranged over there, everyone used to sleep in the day and work in the night, and one fine day two people came, that was the guru and the disciple. They both came over there and they were amazed to saw that everyone was sleeping in the daytime, and the moment it was going to be evening and late evening, they all got up and they start doing their work, their daily routine work they used to follow in the night. So, Guru found it too disturbed. Then what happened? The Guru realized that it was good to leave this place as it was a city of fools. So, when the Guru saw that everyone was doing work in the night and sleeping in the day, so he decided that let me go to the market, and then over there whatever they want to eat, they will be getting it for 1 dadu only. That means for 1 rupee only. Dadu is the currency amount. Okay students. So, now what happened, that they were amazed. If you want to buy gold or you want to buy vegetables, it is not a matter of fact. Everything would be just of 1 dadu. Looking at this, the Guru became very much amazed that what is this? This place is not good at all. And he said to his disciple, let us go from this place as it is not suited to be live over here. We might come into a big problem. But the disciple got very much, you could say, attracted towards such thing. He was a cunning person. He got attracted towards the food he would be getting here, a good luxury life he could afford over here, because everything was just for 1 dadu only. So, he said, I'll not go. I could have a lot many food over here, and that too in such a cheap rate. So, Guru said, okay, your wish, I am leaving from here, you do as you want to do. The Guru, one night a bugler died when the wall fell on him. Now, this was the story. Now, Guru has left and you could say disciple was living over there very happily, having the food with a big tummy. Then one fine day in the night, what happened? A thief has entered a rich merchant house. He has planned a whole loot over there. He made a hole in the wall and he entered the house he has collected all the, he has done all the theft over there, and now he has performed the loot activities, he was prepared to leave. The moment he was leaving from that wall, the wall fell on him and he died over there. The brother of the king filed a suit against the merchant in the court of the king, that he wants justice against his brother. So king was very much, you could say, a good king. He presumed that he could do everything. So what did he do? He started summoning the people. Now let us see what happens. The incident was investigated by summoning the merchant. Now they were following peoples, and they were just asked to come one by summoning them. But first of all, the merchant was asked. So basically, the merchant was the person in whose house the loot was being performed. The thief has entered his house, made a hole in the wall of his house only, and he was being summoned to come to the court in order to give a justification that why the wall is not made up of good material. So the king has called him, that you just tell me why the wall is not of good material. Because of your wall, one person's life has been ended. So you need to answer me. So the merchant was very much in the grief that what to say. Then he said, this house was made by my father and my father is no more. But I think the house bricks were not good. So now the king just summoned the next person. After the merchant, it was the bricklayer. Now bricklayer was called and he was asked that why you have not put the bricks in a proper manner. Because you have not put it in a proper manner, the wall fell and the thief died over there. The bricklayer blamed the dancing girl. He said that when I was performing this, you know, king, what happened, my highness? The dancing girl was there and she was just moving around the street up and down again and again. Her anklets were making too much noise and that noise distracted me. So because of that, I was not able to concentrate on my work. So bricklayer has given a satisfying answer that why he was not able to put the bricks in a proper manner. Now the king said, okay, let us summon the dancing girl. So the dancing girl was called and asked that why you were roaming about in the street the whole day. Your anklets disturbed the bricklayer and because of that the wall was not prepared in a good manner. So the dancing girl at first said, I don't remember, but then she recalled it that yes, I do remember, my highness. On that particular day, I was again and again going to the goldsmith's shop, who was just near the merchant shop, and near this I was going to the goldsmith shop because I have given him the order of some jewelry and he has not prepared it. So, my highness, do you know that because of his late submission, I have to go again and again. So, I am not at fault. Now, the king summoned the goldsmith, called the goldsmith. Why he has been calling the dancing girl again and again. Now the poor goldsmith was called and he said that, sir, it's not my fault. You know, that day I was really busy in executing the order of a rich merchant. There was a wedding at his place and because of that wedding, I have to complete his order. There was a pressure on me. So I was really delaying in executing the order of the dancing girl. So listening the goldsmith, king asked, who was that rich merchant? Whose jewelry were you preparing? So he said that it was the same merchant whose house wall has been filled. Actually, this merchant's father has given the order of making the jewelry and he was preparing the jewelry for the same merchant. So finally, the rich merchant was ordered death by the king. So ultimately the king said the goldsmith was not able to concentrate in his work because you people were pressuring him to execute your order. So altogether it's your fault again. And king said, tomorrow morning you would be executed. Now what happened? The process of execution has been started. The merchant could not fit the stake for execution. A new stake was prepared, but the merchant was really too much lean to fit in the stake, and they require a fatty person. So the king said, bring the most fattiest person in the kingdom. We will put him to stake, as the stake could not be wasted. So his ministers and all his trustworthy people, they just go and brought that disciple. That disciple has really gone fatty because now he was getting everything in one dadu only. So he was brought to the court. Now he was going to just put to the execution. Before that, the disciple just remembered the Guru. He started praying for the Guru, and he wanted that Guru should come. The Guru was having an internal power. He realized that his disciple needs him. So now the Guru arrived and befooled the ministers and the king. They agreed to die. Now the Guru arrived, and let us see how he befooled the minister and the king in such a manner that they both agreed to die. So what happened? The king was there. The Guru has come. The Guru whispered something in the ears of the disciple, and just after that both of them started fighting. No, I'll die first. No, I'll die first. So the disciple and the Guru, they were fighting that who will die first. So now the king and the minister were thinking that why the people are fighting to die. So they asked, what's fishy is going on? Just tell what is going on and why do you want to die at first. So the Guru said that, do you know, king, actually I am having an internal power, and I know that this new stake, whoever will die over here for the first time will become the king in the next, you could say, upcoming time and next birth, that means, and whoever will die executed second will become the minister of him in the next birth, and we want to become the king and minister of this kingdom. So we are fighting that who will become the king, who will be executed first. Listening to this, the king and minister decided that they will die at first. But now what to do? So the king just ordered the, you could say, executors that who will come at first over here, you just execute that person in the morning, and next who will come, you should perform the execution ceremony. That night the existing king and the minister went to the place where the Guru and the disciple was caged. They gave Guru and disciple their clothes, wear their clothes and become Guru and disciple, so that they could be executed and they could become king and minister in the next birth also. And the original Guru and the king and the disciple, they wore the dresses of whom? Of the king and the minister, and they moved out. They were left out to go from there. So they moved, and next morning they both were executed and they were thrown out of the palace. Now when they were dead, there was no person who could assure that who will take the better care of the kingdom. So all the people in the kingdom, they were just thinking, whom should we do and whom should we make the king. Now the people of the town begged them to be their king and the minister. So people of the town started begging them, who? The original Guru and the disciple, that why don't you become a king and minister? But the Guru and disciple said, we'll become your king and minister, but mind this, you will have to agree to whatever terms and conditions we are saying. Whatever going over here would not work. They changed the rule that whatever work is need to be done in the daytime would be done in day, and the night you need to sleep. And they all were very much happy and the new king and the minister were the guru and the disciple over there. Everything was now online. So now let us see the internal questions. Who arrived one day in the city? One day a guru and a disciple arrived. What happened to the thief one bright day? One bright day they broke the merchant's house, and the thief broke the merchant's house. He made a hole in the wall and sneaked in. He performed his activity of loot, and after that when he was moving out of the wall, the old wall collapsed and he died over there. Students, now let us see some of the important questions of your chapter. Let us see some of the important questions of the chapter. Who is the real culprit according to the king? Why does he escape punishment? So according to the king, the owner of the house was the real culprit, but the owner of the house have died who has made that house, and now his child, the merchant, need to fulfill his father's culpritness and his theft. So according to the king, the owner should be punished, and since his father was dead, the king came to conclusion that the punishment should be carried out to the present owner of the house. He escaped the punishment as he is too thin to stick to that particular execution stake that has been prepared by the king. Let us see another question. What are the Guru's words of wisdom? When does the disciple remember them? So you all remember that the Guru's word of wisdom was told that the city of, this is particularly a city of fools. He advised the disciple to leave the city because he would not know what they would do next. The disciple remembered this, he was going to get executed. How does the Guru manage to save his disciple's life? So when the Guru tries to save the life of disciple, he just played a game over there. So what was that game? The Guru tries to confuse the king by expressing his desire. He just said that whoever would be executed first on the stake will become the king in the next birth, and the second executor will become his minister, and this kingdom would be ruled by them. The king and the minister were really selfish people, so they get fooled and the Guru saved the life of disciple. I hope students you all have understood this chapter. Thank you.